Alright, what is up everybody? This is a requested video. What's on my MacBook Pro? This is actually one of my brand new MacBook Pros that I just recently got. I upgrade every so many years. This is the newest MacBook Pro. This is the Retina. 8GB, 13.3 inch. 256 solid state drive. Mac OS Mojave. I do a little bit of everything. This is for home personal use, but also I take it on my business along with my iPad. I do photography, I do Photoshop, I do editing, I do video game modeling, I do, typing, everything. Pretty much a little bit of everything, and that's what I have on this MacBook Pro here. I got my Magic Mouse. I also have a Wacom tablet where I could use for like Illustrator, for doing logos and doing photo editing and retouching when I'm working on a wedding. So I have a lot of software here. I spend a lot of money on upgrading to the newest programs, Creative Cloud, Office software, stuff in the Mac store, stuff that I carried over from my older Mac. We're going to go through a little bit of everything here. Not everything, because a lot of this stuff is standard that comes with the computer. I'm going to mostly show you stuff that I added, but some of that stuff too. This is my desktop. I try to keep it pretty clean. This is my dock down here. Now, in the past, I was known to have a crazy dock. If you watched my past, what's on my iMac, what's on my MacBook, and I tried not to do that with this computer. I tried to keep it to a minimum. So some stuff had to stay, some stuff had to go. But whatever's not on here that I don't use at a regular basis is actually on my launch pad or in my applications menu here. So either way, I have access to the programs, but what's in my dock is pretty much what I use all the time. But I'm going to show you a little bit of everything. We'll start here with the dock. So here's my Safari. I do all my browsing and all my editing on YouTube and whatnot. Here's Firefox. I mostly use Firefox. If I had a choice, I'm probably going to be mostly in Firefox. Actually, that's where I sign in into all my accounts. My YouTube is signed in there. My Twitch channel, my eBay, my Amazon, my Facebook. I'm a Firefox guy. I do love the performance in Safari 12, and it's optimized for this Mac, obviously. I also do have Chrome on here, but I'm mostly using Firefox, mostly because I do love the extensions that I get with Firefox. So you'll usually find me using that, but I do occasionally like to bounce to Safari. My email program, photos, iTunes. I do love iTunes. I use iTunes all the time. I sync my iPad to this and everything. I have my Beats headphones and my Sony headphones, Bluetooth, that I hook up to here. And when I'm doing my image editing or whatever I'm doing on here, long projects, I sync up wirelessly to my iTunes account, and I bump some of my music here, so we're good to go with that. And that makes the time pass quick when you're working. My calendar app, blah, 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 all that, standard. And now you have the Apple Work suite that comes with the computer. Now you have Pages, you have Numbers and Keynote. It would be the Microsoft Office equivalent on the PC, although they do have that on here too. You have to have a Microsoft 365 account. This works fine for me. And if I'm just doing regular notes, I have some regular note-taking apps for that too. But if I'm going to be doing long spreadsheets and whatnot, or keynotes, I do use these. Here's Evernote. A fantastic note-taking application that syncs up to all my devices. I have this synced up to my iPad, my Android phones, my Apple phones, pretty much all my devices. And Whatever you do on here gets synced across your devices wirelessly. And it's a nice way to keep track of everything. You can put little check boxes. You can do little graphs. You can insert images. You can keep track of a lot of stuff with Evernote. And I have the premium, subscription, so I have endless amounts of note-taking and devices that I could use this on. If you're going to use it as much as I do, it's definitely worth it. It's a really great program. There's Twitter. This is TweetDeck. Really nice program. I actually like TweetDeck a lot. It's got some really nice features. It's actually got a really nice desktop program here. I like how everything is categorized and you can get to stuff really quick instead of going into multiple tabs. Really cool program. I'm a big Twitter guy and I tweet a lot, so it's nice to have that. Getting into the big programs here. This is AutoCAD 2019, so the newest software. I do have an AutoCAD account with Autodesk. I did a lot of drafting back in college and high school with floor plans and designing and all that. So I do like to keep up with a current software. Sometimes even if it's just for myself. And I take a lot of lessons online to keep up with the newest software. Because software does change, let's be honest. Especially with image editing. The newest Maya 2019 for 3D modeling, 3D wireframing. Really serious, intense program. I have 3D Studio Max on the PCs. It was on the Macintosh, but recently they just stopped supporting the Mac. But Maya pretty much covers everything. I know they said that one was more for movie production and one was more for video game production. I find Maya to cover pretty much everything. So Maya is a beast. Maya is a beast of a program. It's really, really intense. I have a lot of books on it. I took a lot of classes on it back in college. Had a blast with it. We had to do a couple projects in college where we had to build stuff and animate it. But, awesome program, awesome software. Sorry for the glare there. And this is a really, really cool version of the software. Something, really cool to mess around with. There's a ton of stuff that you could do. And definitely a cool 3D modeling program. One of the biggest in the industry. And I know there are free ones out there too, and I've messed with them as well. But I'm a software nut, and I love to be on the most current stuff, and this is one of them. This is one of the newest ones. Okay, moving on to what ones I use mostly every day. This is Photoshop CC 2019. Photoshop CC 2018. I always like to have the two as current Photoshops in case there's a problem and I have to revert back to an older version. I like to have at least two versions. Lightroom Classic CC. Love my Lightroom. I've been using it to categorize my 50,000 something images that I have across multiple drives. Been using Lightroom since the beginning, so we got Lightroom on there. Adobe Illustrator CC 2019. Adobe Bridge. And Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2018 for whatever little editing that I do basically on my YouTube channel. I don't do massive editing, so whatever I do, I'll just do it in Premiere. Well, I have some basic editors also on PC that I'll use as well. So that pretty much covers my dock. As far as my launch pad, I got some games here. I got Full Deck Solitaire. Shazam, Agenda, which is another really great, to-do list app. Android file transfer, because I do have a Samsung Note 8, and I'm able to use this to sync up photos and music back and forth, so that's nice. Makes it compatible with your Mac. Works really well, actually. I just used it today. Paint X. Do a little doodling in there. A VLC, great media player, handles all kinds of different media files. Google Chrome, the other browser I was talking about. Mario's up there barking. Smart Switch, another program to use with your Android devices. Firefox, I talked about that before. Oh, Dropbox. I have a Dropbox account. It's actually in the menu bar. Again, we got iMovie, we got GarageBand, we got iBooks, we got the stocks, we got the news app. I actually was in the dock. I stuck it in here because I don't always use that. There's actually some third-party ones that I use. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm mostly a Adobe guy, and I use all their software. Let's see what Autodesk is in here. Yeah, pretty much just what I got in the dock there. And then, again, whatever standard that comes with the Mac. QuickTime, Time Machine, a chess game, oh, your stickies. And then, of course, you have the dashboard. You got your settings. You got your preview. You got your notes. You got your reminders. You got your contacts. You got your maps. All your standard fare. Siri. So pretty much, again, all your standard stuff. Here's the dashboard. And that is that. That is pretty much what's on my MacBook Pro. Again, I do always add software. I'm always in the App Store. I'm always looking for the newest software. I'm a software fanatic. Apps on my phone, apps on my tablet. I love downloading software and trying software out. I don't keep too many games on here. I got that on my iPad if I need them, or on my phone. I try to keep this pretty clean, business, use mostly. And when I'm home, I do a lot of browsing. Checking up on my YouTube videos, checking on my comments, checking on my tweets, whatnot, Facebook. So a little bit of everything, doing some image editing. I was working on a wedding today. I was working on some old photos today that had to remove dust and scratches on them, restoring them. Working on some logos for some local bands. Doing a little bit of everything, keeping busy. And I could do it all on the MacBook, so I'm pretty happy with that and happy with the software that's currently on here. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for checking my video out. Until the next time, take care.